This is the final tutorial for 3F Part 3. In this tutorial we're going to look at how we actually get the macro to work that we link to the button. So we've got this click from a button on the menu, and how we get a customized message to appear to ask for confirmation that the disposed camper vans should be archived. So what we're going to do is have a look at the macro, which you can see at the moment doesn't include anything at all. And here we can actually get it to do things. So for example, I can get it to open the query, and the query that I might want it to run, or I will want it to run at some point, is the append archive. And after that I'll want it to run another query which will be the delete archive. So that is open query, and we'll choose the delete archive. Now I can see if that's working so far. Save it. You're about to run an append query. Well, I don't want to do that, so I'll just say no. You're about to run a delete query. Again, I don't want to do that, so I'll say no. But I know that those two things are working. Now we only want this to happen if a customized response to a customized error message is received. So I'm going to put in an if block, and what we're going to do is we're going to move these items inside the if block. So it will only run these if a particular condition is true. So if a condition is true, open query, open query. Right, so it will open the append, open the delete. I'm not going to put an else in because if nothing else, it's not going to do it. It's just going to cancel out, and that will be it. So we'll save this. Yeah, I've got to put the requirements in, so I've got to put the condition in now. Now what we're going to use is we're going to use a message box, so that will be the customized error message. And if you look in the similar but different task instructions, it gives you a link to a Microsoft site where you can see what the message box does. So I'm going to use a message box, and we will then put in brackets and then in speech marks the question. So are you sure you want to delete camper vans that have been disposed of? Now I need to decide what type of message box it's going to be. Well, I'm going to choose the option for number 4, and number 4 means that is a yes no box. As I say, in the instructions you can actually see a link that tells you what it's going to be. And I'm then going to say that if number 4 is if the response to that is yes, and the response for yes is known as number 6, then we will run this part of the query. So let's have a look, see how it goes. Yeah, I'll save the macro. Are you sure you want to delete camper vans that has been disposed of? So I'm going to say no, nothing happens. This time I'm going to run it. Are you sure? I'll say yes. There you go, it's going to run the append query, but I won't do it now, and it's going to run the delete query, but I won't do that now. So there's one final thing that we're likely to do here, and that is it says using a single click from a button on the menu. Therefore, every time it keeps saying you're about to append, you're going to append 3 rows, you're about to delete, are you sure you want to delete 3 rows? Well, we've already had that from this message box here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a command that will suppress any further messages. So if I select show all actions, I'll get some extra actions that I can choose from. And the action that we're going to choose is set warnings, and we're going to say that we want the warnings to be off, so it won't have any warnings. And I'm going to put that just before the first query, so inside the if block, because we don't want to suppress this message, but it will suppress any further warnings. Now let's save that and let's run it. Are you sure you want to delete camper vans? Yes. I've had no warnings. Now of course what I should have done was saved a second copy of my database, so that because we now need to check and see what's happened. Our camper van archive has got the 3 records in, that's good. Our camper van table has lost 18, 13 and also 4, so that's good. And our installation table has lost records to do with camper van 18. That's great. So that means that our macro works. What you've got to do now is annotate to explain the different things that you've done, to take a screenshot of this and explain what all these things do, why you've done them, and particularly what this if block does and what the condition does, and what the number 4 means and what the number 6 means.